Welcome to the Thursday edition of Take 5 for Torah. This is on the weekly parasha. This week's parasha is called Emor, and you just look at the first pasuk and you see, wow, the verse has the root Aleph Mem Resh just too many times. Emor v'amarta. I mean, it's just say to them and say to them. This is just too much. And usually we find the root is vayidaber. So Rashi points out what is grammatically obvious is that when we use the word daber, just from a grammatical standpoint, it's a bit harsher. Daled bet resh only appears in the tense called PL, which is also called kaved, which is a harsher statement. Aleph mem resh, however, only appears in what we call po'al or kal. It's very softer. To say is softer than to speak. Whether that's so true in English, but it's definitely true in Hebrew. So what is there about Parshat Emor that has to be spoken softly? So the first law, which is the law of ritual defilement in death for Kohanim, this law has to be revealed even to children. We actually, if you recall, had this as a why do we do that Dvar Torah a few weeks ago with respect to the fact that the law of death defilement applies to Kohanim even if at 1 day old. A 1 day old male Kohen may not be in a cemetery. Usually the commandments of the Torah, the prohibitions as well as the positive commandments are only incumbent upon us after we reach the age of bar or bat mitzvah. But this mitzvah is incumbent upon us from day one. And that's what Rashi is saying. When you have to appeal to children and you have to teach a 4-year-old, no, you cannot do that. We have to speak softly. Emor ve'omarta. And Rashi brings it down. Hazhir agedolim alaktanim. Because the older ones have to rebuke or exhort or simply say to the younger ones, listen, this is a mitzvah that's incumbent upon you. By the time the child gets to be 12 or 13, we could speak with a little more harshness about the importance of doing what you're doing. You're going to put on tefillin, you're going to separate challah, you're going to put up a mezuzah, you're going to bench. There we can speak with a little more authority and a little more firmness. But when you're talking to l'hazir agedolim alaktanim, you have to speak softly. And that is the sense of Amar v'amarta. Rashi also points out that the root Aleph Mem Resh appears very strangely towards the end of the Torah in Parshas Kisavo, V'Hashem he'emircha, V'atem he'emarta. It says Aleph Mem Resh. Rashi says, I've never seen this root used in this form. So some commentaries say that it's Arabic. God made you a nation of emirs. Right? The Igrid Dekala, the Din of a Rebbe, says that Aleph Mem Resh means to show love. V'Hashem he'emircha means God showed you love. And that's really what this parsha is about. The Kohanim, the Yosem Lecha Shalom, they're here to spread peace to everybody. And in fact, the halacha says, so says the Magen Avram, that for a Kohen to stand and hold his hands out and bless the people, he has to be a lover of the people. And that's perhaps from a different pasuk in the Torah, Ko tevarchu es b'nei Yisrael, when you bless the Israelites, amor lahem. Say to them, but it means love them. And in all Romance languages, the word means amor, ko tamar livnei Yisrael, love them. Get it? And that's why when Pinchas did what he did, it says, lochein emor. It's the Bible's way of telling us that whatever Pinchas did is a pretty violent act, but it was done with a love for his people. He knew he had to act quickly to end the plague that was happening, and he was not acting in vengeance, he was acting in love. That is the role of the Kohanim. And that's why the Parsha of the Kohanim is called Parshas Emor. And why we speak with a boundless love, Amor v'amarta, the way we have to make sure the children love the geschmack that is a religious observance, that is Jewish observance. It's nothing but love. It's the spread of love. It's Amor v'amarta, Amor lahem. And that's our blessing from the Kohanim. Spread the love, especially in this week's Parsha, brought to you by Emor, the Amarta, and boundless love.